Hey, this is Lynn. I am here for weigh-in Monday, and I've just completed my 19th week. Pretty sure this was a little rough week, so I lost track, but I'll make sure to put it correctly in the description and in the title. Um, but anyways, I had my weigh-in this morning, and if you've been kind of watching me over the last week, you know this is a really rough week. I mean, it's like I didn't have any energy to shower today. This is just scraggly me that you get today. Um, but we did have to put our my little dog Gracie, down on Thursday, and which was very emotional. But I feel 100% at peace that it was the right thing to do. It was the right time for her. She had bladder cancer and she had stopped eating and she just looked very uncomfortable, and it was just the loving thing to do. And it couldn't have gone more peacefully and better, than what I hoped for her. I didn't want her to have her last conscious moments in an anxious environment. So we were in a beautiful, sunny, kind of meadow-like, back area where the vet clinic, which is just so pretty, and it's nature and which she loves, and so I'm doing a lot better, and I'm appreciating getting a full night's sleep, because I hadn't gotten a full night's sleep. I feel like it had been months, and it probably had been months, because of her bladder issues and needing to get up. And the last week she had me up. I can't even count. Some nights it seemed like it was 7, 8 times. It was at least 6, that's for sure. And so I went into everything very exhausted. And so I've actually had, I guess it's 4 nights now of uninterrupted sleep, because our other dog Max sleeps through the night. And so I'm hoping that I'm getting caught up on rest. And my energy is slowly starting to pick up. But I started last week at, sorry, I keep getting text messages that are distracting me. But I started last week on the lion diet because I wanted to really hone in on healing my gut. I did very well. I prepared ahead of time. Once we found out that Gracie had the bladder cancer, I pulled out like 2 days worth of meat. The day that we had the vet appointment on Thursday, I got meat in the sous vide cooking, and so that I would not be doing any emotional eating. And I've stuck to the lion diet. I've done well and didn't let the intense emotion of losing our pet, our little fur baby, steer me off from the way I was eating. And in the past, that would not have been the case. I would have turned to probably ice cream, drive-throughs, fast food, snacks, whatever, sugary or salty desserts that would have put a Band-Aid on my feelings. Instead, I let myself feel my feelings, and it was okay. And I'm doing okay. So I wasn't sure what to expect when it came to the scale this week, just because of the emotions. You never know. Stress can cause inflammation. It can cause weight gain. Can cause a stall in the weight loss. So I had no idea what to expect. But I'm happy to say the results are fantastic. It's almost like my body didn't know that anything was happening that was stressing me out. I did have a little flare up of my rosacea. It's still a little flared up, but it is settling down. I think that overall, when you look at my face compared to the way it was before, my forehead is really cleared up. The rosacea is just small now, as opposed to over my whole cheek area. So I'm seeing the improvement. I hope that's an indication that my gut is healing, and the inflammation in my body is healing. But the Lion Diet has not been hard because I was actually fairly close to it already because I was eating low histamine. So I was already avoiding pork, avoiding bacon, avoiding egg whites, and avoiding aged cheeses and aged meats. And so I was already fairly close. So it really wasn't a stretch to just cut back on that last few things and go with the Lion Diets. I had made a commitment that I was going to try to drink more fluids, and I have definitely increased my fluid intake, which has been good as well. Didn't get as much exercise, just, the emotional fatigue. I just didn't feel it. I felt like I needed to rest, and I'm trying to listen to my body. So I just allowed myself the time to rest. And I did take a walk the day, was it the day after? Yeah, it was Friday. I took a walk. I actually cried on my walk. I decided to, it was a beautiful sunny day. So I know I interrupt myself all the time, but anyways, instead of putting in my earpieces and having my music playing, I decided to just go without anything and just to be still and quiet. And I did end up getting emotional and crying on my walk, but I let myself do it. And I felt that it was a good release and it was healthy to do that. And so I've had, a little bit of crying since then, but each day is getting better. And that's the way it is when you lose a pet. It's hard. Like I had mentioned in a video I did before, I tend to pre-grieve. So I actually cry more leading up to the situation. And then once I actually go through with it, it's easier, especially when I know for sure that it was the right thing. Okay, that's my update for the non-scale things for this week. As far as the scale goes, let's go ahead and take a look and see what happened. So I lost 3 pounds of the scale. The scale weight is down 3 pounds. I also, with my fat-free body weight, it is up 0.8. So my total fat loss for the week is 3.8 pounds. I'm just astounded. Now, one thing that I was really hoping I would be under 300 this week, but it's 300.2. So hopefully, fingers crossed, for next week, I'll break through into the 200s. But, whatever my body decides to do, it decides to do. So I'm hoping, but we'll have to wait until next week and see. But my body composition is improving. My BMI is down to 45.5 from 51.5. My body fat percentage is still so high, but it was 71.1% before. It's down to 62. So that's fantastic. And my visceral fat is still hanging out at 26. I'm suspecting it's going to drop again fairly soon because it's been hanging out at 26 for several weeks. And I'm noticing that it does that. It'll hang out at one point for like 3 or 4 weeks. And maybe once a month, it'll drop down by 1. So I'm still kind of keeping an eye on that. And my muscle mass is continuing to improve. My bone mass has been hanging steady at 6.8. My metabolism's improving. That stupid metabolic age, which I'm just shrugging at now. Still sticking at 62, even though I'm 55. But I got so many comments. I know I think it was 2 weeks ago or so that I did kind of a little bit of a rant, and I was so irritated. So many people commented and said, hey, we've got these body composition scale too, and it just takes forever for the metabolic age to start to budge. So I figured, all right, I guess I just better accept that and move on. But looking overall, since the beginning, my total scale loss has been 39.4 pounds. My fat-free body weight, all that good tissue that I need, has been 16 pounds of gain. So my total fat loss has been 55.4 pounds, which is amazing. And it's so funny. My husband, now I don't know if you know this song, again, I interrupt myself, but my dad, who was born in 1926, used to sing this song, which is so like politically incorrect now. It's amazing how things have changed. But there was this song called Huggin' and Chalkin'. And if you've never heard of it, go look it up. It's hilarious as long as you're not easily offended. But it's basically a song about a really, really large woman and this man who absolutely loves his 300-pound woman. And he has to hug her. He has to like make a chalk mark and then pick up where he left off to get around her. And it's a hilarious song. And it talks about one time he's hugging and chalking and he meets some other guy coming around the other way. It's hilarious. My mom was this little petite thing, and that was never an issue with her. But my dad sometimes would sing this song, and my dad was so really good natured, and it's just an old song. It's an old country song. And my husband gave me a hug yesterday, and he goes, "No more hugging and chalking." I just about died. But he's noticing that I have less circumference. So I guess that's a good thing. And hopefully it's going to continue. But anyways, I had to laugh. I told my daughter, and she remembered her grandpa singing that song. And she just thought that was pretty funny. And so anyways, if you have never heard that song, go look it up. It's something else. It's definitely not a song for this generation. But people, I think, maybe had a little better sense of humor about a lot of things back in my dad's era. So anyways, so I just want to break down, like, since the very beginning, I have gained 15 pounds of muscle. I've gained a pound of bone as well. And one of the things that I've noticed, like, I've joined the research team for the Carnivore Diet documentary that is being in the process of being, I guess we're still researching and kind of starting to do a little bit of filming soon. But Carrie from Homestead How is the champion, the leader of this. And we have a lot of all these carnivore doctors. Some of them are keto doctors that you see with YouTube channels they're on board. They're going to be part of this documentary. So hopefully it's going to be amazing, and hopefully we'll get it on Netflix. But I have been working on cleaning up and getting the database organized, because we had almost 600 applicants to be featured in this documentary with their testimonials. And so I'm going through and trying to get it organized. We have different topics that we're researching, so I'm adding those topics in there and trying to get the database to be functional so that each research team can filter and see who falls under their topic and start really digging in and researching these people. But I did have one person that asked, is it possible to gain muscle while eating quinoa, while losing weight? Because this person has an illness that actually makes the body lose muscle. So I did send her a message and say, yes, absolutely. So this is just showing to show that your body composition changes on this diet. My scale weight versus the fat weight and the muscle and bone gain, they're two totally different things. So I think that if you're just using a scale, don't get discouraged if you don't see the scale dropping as quickly as you like, or if you hit stalls, because I've been able to show week after week I'm gaining muscle. So one week I had like 0.2, the scale moved down by like 0.2, but I gained muscle. So my actual fat loss was a lot more than 0.2. So that's the benefit of using a body composition scale. And it really motivates me, and it helps me to stay really motivated and in tune with the changes that are going on in my body. But anyways, I think that that's pretty much it for this week. My goals for this coming week are just to continue to stay on the lion diet, continue to work on making sure I get plenty of liquids and plenty of fat, trying to poop more. So that's something that I'd like to poop maybe every other day. It's been a little less frequent than that, and I really would like to try to regulate my bowels. Since I am trying to heal my gut, I want to see what I need to do to make sure I keep my bowels moving. Now, I know that liquid is a factor, but fat is a factor. And so since I have taken away all butter products and I'm not doing any pork fat, the only fat I'm doing is from beef. So I actually bought these little beef tallow capsules. And so I'm going to see if I can maybe utilize those in a supplementary fashion if I don't feel like I'm getting enough fat in any given day, just to give myself a little extra to see if I can regulate my bowel movements so that I'm having one at least every other day. So that's kind of my focus that I'm working on right now. My gut does feel like it's improving. I think during the phase where my dog was really declining, and then those days after we put her down, I was having a lot of emotional gut issues, but I feel like those are settling down. And I feel like my gut is a little happier now. I can't say perfect, but I can definitely say I think it's happier. So must be something going right. Okay, so that's it for this week. I hope everybody has had a wonderful week. All of you who have commented on my other videos and wishing me condolences on the loss of my dog, I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. I know that most everybody has gone through this and knows and understands the grief that comes with losing your little furry family member. And it's heart-wrenching, but when we love pets and we have pets, we know that this is part of it. They have a much shorter lifespan than we do. And but I really appreciate all of the sympathy from you, and that really helped a lot. So, okay, well, that's it for today. Hopefully next time I'll be a little less disheveled. Like, I haven't showered. I need to shower. Yeah, kind of gross. But anyways, this is me for today. This is what you get. So anyways, hope everyone's having a wonderful week and having an absolutely fabulous day today. All right, bye-bye.